Gary, cold open question.
Yes, sir.
What's the most unsettling movie you have ever watched?
Oh man, most unsettling.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, there's been a few where I've felt like I wasted my life watching it, but nothing that's ever really been like made me feel, I don't know, I was weirded out or freaked out. Like
anything you ever watched that kind of like hit close to home? It was like, or just like, you felt like sorry for the characters afterward, or kept thinking about the characters afterward?
No, not really. I mean, I've had my, like, let's see, what was it? The Little Giants. That one always gets me.
We've talked about that before. Yes.
Yeah, but no, not. I mean,
now, did you see, what's the Mel Gibson movie about Jesus?
Oh man. Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
No, because I don't like reading my movies, so I try to avoid anything with subtitles.
Okay.
I don't, yeah.
That was unsettling because the depiction of the like crucifixion and everything that kind of led up to it was very graphic. And another one that kind of has always stayed with me is, I don't know if it's called My Blue Valentine or Blue Valentine, with Michelle Williams and is it Ryan Gosling? It's from like the early 2000s.
I don't know.
And actually parts of the film were filmed in Northeast PA.
Oh, okay.
And it's depictions of a relationship that are very realistic.
Okay.
And I ended up feeling like bad for the people.
I guess now I'm thinking about it, maybe Schindler's List.
Why am I laughing at that? It's not funny.
That one's kind of, yeah. I mean,
I get that. I've never seen Schindler's List.
No.
Tonight on the Brian Lennon Show, we will talk about cryptocurrency, Giselle's new beau. Oops. Oh, Gary.
God, I can't.
All right, don't worry about it. Let's just start the show. So let's begin by just saying that Gary has had technical difficulties getting on the show tonight. Gary, tell listeners a little bit about what you've been going through over the last 30 minutes.
I had everything set up, ready to go on my laptop I use for the show all the time. And today my camera decided it didn't want to turn on. So we could have still done it. You just wouldn't see me throughout the entire show. So.
And you're half the show, Gary.
Yeah. So I set up a new computer, and for some reason now it only wants to play a part of the song. And so, yeah. Great. Good times. I'm so fed up. I got to get this.
You're not happy.
No.
All right. Well, that's okay. Moving on. Hey, we record it live and then post it on Wednesday, but it's recorded live, and that's part of the allure and fun of this whole thing. All right. Gary, I just posted my gratitude journal session 8.
Well, you got it in early.
Yeah, I did. So that is in your inbox. So that'll be in people's inboxes late Tuesday. Of course, we'll post this early Wednesday. So check your inbox if you're a subscriber to the Brian Lennon Show. The other thing I wanted to bring up, Gary, is people should subscribe to the Brian Lennon Show Substack.
Yes.
So that they can receive emails with every time we post something. So whether it's a podcast or an article that I write, a newsletter, whatever they call these, a blog, it'll go right to their inbox. We got a new subscriber this week, Gary.
Nice.
And it's someone I don't even know.
Oh, good. I like that.
So yeah, that was interesting. I got that notification in my email, and I was like, woohoo!
Sweet.
The other thing I want to bring up, Gary, anyone who's listening to the show, if you are interested in being a guest on the show, drop us an email, send us a message on Facebook, or leave a comment on one of the podcasts. Or if you know someone who would be a good guest for our show,
yeah, exactly.
Send their name, their information along. We would love to, have some more guests. The other big news, Gary, is next week.
Yes,
God willing, we will be together for a real live in-person episode of the Brian Lennon Show.
Exactly. Yes. Looking forward to it.
Now, are you bringing your computer and microphone up with you, or is that staying home?
So, computer, I was
because you're flying up.
Yes, we're flying up.
Okay.
So, computer, I was going to bring up. The microphone, I was still up in the air with. I may take Colin's microphone. It's a little bit smaller. It might be a little bit easier to travel with. So,
because I have, Jill has a microphone as well. And then Lisa has a microphone as well. So we probably have microphones we could use.
Well, that's what I figured. I mean,
I was just,
we should have enough. But I mean, I'm going to see. I might just take, because his is a little bit smaller that he has in his room. And he has the tripod.
His microphone's smaller than yours?
Yeah. So I got to just see if I can plug it into my stuff before I drag it all up there and find out that it doesn't work. And I got to work on my camera to make sure that works for next week. So,
right. All right. Gary, there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about this week. So we'll just kind of do some kind of quick hits all over. There were a few different stories. The question about the question I have for you is for News of the Weird. Do you have that story I sent you about the smoker
Uncle Chen
as part of your News of the Weird? Is that part of your News of the Weird?
So I pulled it up.
Or
it wasn't technically going to be, but I did pull up the story.
Okay.
But
okay, I want to talk about it, but I didn't want to encroach on your News of the Weird if that was going to be part of it.
Nope. I found two other stories that I was going to do, and then I was like, oh shoot, I wonder if I'll want the Uncle Chen one. So, but I pulled that one up too. But nope, I have that up, but we don't have. No, that could be just a separate conversation.
Gary, tonight I'm drinking Polar Seltzer, Black Cherry.
I am drinking Coquito, made from a friend of mine. They make it every year, so they made a batch of it and wanted me to test it out. So if you like almost like a coconut milk type, very good actually. I don't know if they know that they did a good job, but it's
okay. Now are they Puerto Rican?
Yes.
They are.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So her son goes to school with Colin. They played on the baseball team for a long time, so we've been friends with them for a while now. So, and I had mentioned that I liked this drink.
Drinking?
This drink in general, because when I worked at Blue and Brands, I worked with one of the guys I worked with. He was from Puerto Rico, and his wife made it, and he would bring it in for me when they would make the stuff. Then she would make it. So I had mentioned it, and actually because I didn't go in yesterday because we had some vehicle difficulties over the weekend, and he had it for me, and he FaceTimed Colin on our way home, and he's like, oh, I had this for you, but now we're gonna have to go home and drink it. I'm like, oh no, you bring that back tomorrow. I'm like, I'll be in. So she came in specifically and gave it to me, and
okay.
Yes.
Did this? Okay. You made it sound like this. The son brought the Coquito into school with him.
His mother picks him. His mother picks him up after school, so they had brought it in to give to me, but no, he didn't bring it with him to school.
Oh, okay, that's why I was just.
She brought it. Yeah, she brought it after school.
What kind of school are you teaching at, Gary?
Oh, I could have used it earlier. Yes.
All right, Gary, the elephant in the room. Last week we were dressed to the nines.
Yep.
Suit jackets and ties. There were passing remarks that I looked very much like Governor DeSantis. This week I'm just wearing a hooded sweatshirt because I felt like dressing like the senator from Pennsylvania.
There you go.
So
nice. Yeah.
So, yeah,
I never had a time to change, so I'm just still in my polo from work and from school. So I'm just kind of. We did our student council elections today.
Oh, okay. You were talking about that last week.
So the kids like introduced them. You know, some of them came up and said some stuff. Then we did the voting. Well, I was still sitting at school trying to tabulate everything, get everything down, and realized it was like almost something to 5. And I was like, crap, Colin's got to be at the hitting academy for 5:30. So I'm trying to rush out of there, take him up there. Then we finally got home. It was, we stopped something to eat, then came home, and it was like after 9. I was like, oh, man, I got to hurry up and get all my stuff together. And so that's why I've been trying to. I should have checked the camera before, but I waited till like 9:50 when I normally, and I'm like, oh, seriously? So
it's been a hectic day.
Oh,
so, Gary, you're drinking coquitos tonight. Next Tuesday, what's on the drink menu?
Well, I mean, I remember you were talking about some bourbon, so we'll probably I'll see what I can get when I'm up there, and maybe we'll have a couple bourbon drinks, maybe something else.
And I sent you the recipe. Locally, Lackawanna College has one of their restaurants they're turning it into, it's called Blitzen's or something.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a place to get some drinks and appetizers, I think, and hang out. Yeah, and they posted their like drink menu for the place, and a few of them looked good. One had some like vodka and.
Oh yeah, there was a couple that sounded pretty good. Yeah, so it was funny you sent that, and I thought you were at some sort of like event or something, and that's what you were sending the menu from. Because then I think it was maybe the next day, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I think Mary Alice posted the food menu items, and
yes,
and I was like, well, she at the same thing he was at, and then I realized that when I was looking at it, I was like, they weren't at there wasn't an event. It's something that they're doing specifically for that place. I'm like, okay, I get it now. Yeah, I thought you were at like some party or something.
No, I don't really leave the house except to go to bingo on Monday nights.
Well, yeah, we can make some of those drinks too.
Yeah, so. You'll have to go to the liquor store. So when are you coming up? You're flying up on Friday?
So yes, we leave Friday. It's like 5:40 something. We're actually in Allentown at 8 something after 8. I don't remember the exact time. So then by the time we get our luggage, get the rental car, we won't be probably up in the Scranton area till probably after 9, almost 10, I think. So, and
that's if there's no delays.
Yes, that's if there's no delays and nothing else. So,
good luck with that.
I know.
And then you're leaving Saturday to go up to Foxborough.
Yes, we'll leave Saturday morning sometime. Drive up to Foxborough. I'd like to go around like. $1 place, do all that stuff Saturday before the game and all that. And
$1 place?
Not $1. Oh my God. Patriots Place. $1 place is right down here.
Wow, you got to check your allegiances, Gary.
Oh.
Wow.
Patriots Place. The Coquito kicking in. But yes. So, and then we'll be back in Scranton area on Monday.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking, let's start with the Bucks. Gary, did you see the story that Giselle was frolicking around? I believe it was Costa Rica this past week.
I did not.
With her jujitsu trainer.
Oh wow! That didn't take long.
No, it didn't.
So that would tell
me
that
it's kind of crazy, don't you think?
Been jiu-jitsu in before they got divorced.
I think they may have been rolling around on the mats, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Tom Brady is undefeated since the divorce.
I know.
And the Bucks are in first place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Gary, I have a question for you. You and I have been married for a while.
Uh-huh.
We're not married to each other.
No.
But we've been married for a while. It'll be 20 years this next month for me. And then 18, you just celebrated 18.
Yes.
And being, Facebook what it is. And you were even just describing like your night with, you're at work till 5, you gotta pick the kid up, get him to hitting lessons, and then try and feed him and get home. And there's people on Facebook, like, it's interesting. You have married people. Well, they're married 1 minute, and then like a minute later, they're like dating all these people.
Yeah. Well,
and it's like, how do you find the time?
Exactly.
Is that?
I don't understand how that works, but it's weird. Yeah, because they'll be like you said, married 1 minute, next minute they're now separated, and they have another person like within like a week or two. It's like how So I'm like, all right. So were you screwing around while you were married, or are you just that good that you just find someone that fast and you're just like, boom, that's it, I'm done? Oh my God. I'm like, I know I wouldn't be able to do that. It would probably take me forever. Because I'd be like, I'm like, you know what? It's like when you go on a vacation and like you're at work and you're like, oh, I can't wait for this vacation. You do the vacation, and then you get home from the vacation. You're like, oh crap, I gotta go to work. Oh, now I need a vacation from my vacation. It's like I'm like I wouldn't be able to. No, I'm like, you know what? I'd have to take a couple weeks off or something, or maybe a couple months off.
So you would have to like really decompress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy when you see these people. It's like, because sometimes like you don't even. I mean, people on Facebook are just kind of, most of them are acquaintances. We're not, dealing with them on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. And you'll be like, who's that guy?
Yeah, exactly. It's like all of a sudden.
And you're like, wait. And I'm like going back through their like history. I'm like, wasn't she married to like, didn't she get married like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I remember their posts of like, the bachelor party and the wedding. And,
yep. Yeah.
And now she's with this guy.
Yeah, I can't. Now I would have to do like a friend of ours down here. Two of them got separated, and he was. I don't want to have like any relationship right now. Blah, blah, blah. So he was just on all those hookup apps. Like that's probably what I would end up doing. I wouldn't have. I don't want any relationship. Just maybe a little. Something here and there. 1 or 2 nights. That'll be done. So, yeah. It's like when they always say to me, they're like, oh, would you ever have a mission? I'm like, no. I'm like, I got 1 right now. I'm like, I don't want to have 2. I'm like, I barely handle the 1.
Yeah, I just don't know how I don't know how people find time.
Or just when they're doing that, like, especially that stuff too. You have your wife and then you have your side piece. I'm like, no. I'm like, that's way too much. That's too much. Too much. I can't even think. All right.
Well, let's talk about, so I sent you a story about, his name, I guess, is Uncle Chen.
Yes. Smoking Uncle Chen.
All right. Now, let me preface this by saying, Gary, when I was rewatching the episode last week, because I was putting together a bunch of clips, to post on the Facebook page. So I was watching a good portion of the show, looking for, humorous clips and all that. I noticed I think I maybe counted at least 3, maybe 4 cigarettes.
Oh, probably. That
you smoked last week. I didn't know if that was a good sign or a bad sign.
Yeah, especially when I'm drinking. Like I forget that there's been times where I'd put one out and then be lighting another one and not even think that feel like I've already smoked it like 10, 15 minutes ago. And
so I was watching the video and thinking about that. And this month is, I guess it would be, I quit smoking in November of 2001.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So this would be, I guess a full 21 years without a cigarette.
Yeah.
So I was kind of, when I was watching you keep lighting up, and then also just talking to everyone, basically every guest, well, not every guest, but a lot of our guests that we've had on the show smoke.
Yeah, they have. I noticed that the last couple of times when we had people on. Now, the doctor wasn't during the show, but it was after we were done because he was inside. But I did know I did notice that I forgot Dan did. So he started lighting up when we were in there. So of course, then I see him. I'm like, oh, okay, cigarette. And I start lighting up. But
yeah. So anyway, I Thursday is the Great American Smokeout.
Okay.
So it kind of all coalesced because I was watching the video and seeing you smoke, and then this is the time of year. It was around Thanksgiving when I quit smoking. So it just kind of all coalesced. So I actually put together a piece that'll be on the Substack page Thursday.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But in the meantime, we have Uncle Chen.
Yes, Uncle Chen. Yeah. So I was just thinking about it the other day because I'm like, you know what? When I go over to Europe, I can't pack like 6 cartons of cigarettes with me. So now I'm thinking, I'm like, I may end up having to just quit in January and then just be done with it.
Are you going to be able to you could bring a carton of cigarettes with you, right?
I don't know.
But you're going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How much do you smoke in a 2-week period?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Like a normal week,
like I could buy, like if I buy a carton of cigarettes, that could last me 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. Because now, but that depends too. Now, like, okay, if I buy that carton and then like that weekend, I'm out Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, like say we go out 3 days and I'm out drinking, I seem to smoke a heck of a lot more when I'm drinking because I just forget and I just start lighting them up and just start going. So, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, crap, I thought I had 2 packs. Where the hell did the 1 pack go? And I'm like, oh shit, I must have smoked the whole thing. But no, most times if I buy a carton, that could last me about 2 weeks, and I could just go if I'm not doing anything special or whatever. Okay. But I'm sure, like I said, I'm trying to just get rid of it altogether.
Are you more of a social smoker, you think? Or are you like, see, I was never a social smoker. I was a smoker.
So no, I am a smoker because like I come outside, I'll sit out here, I'll bring my phone, go through my phone, have a couple cigarettes, then go in. And then that might be all I have that day, say. Now, if I'm out and about and we're going places or whatever, then I seem to light up. I'll light up when I get out of the car. We're walking a thing. I'll light up when I'm going back to the car. If we're drinking, then it's all.
So do you have a cigarette like first thing in the morning or like on the way? Do you have a cigarette like every morning on the way to work?
So no, because I don't smoke in the car.
You don't?
No. I don't smoke in the car. No in the house, no in the car. No, I stopped that. The last time I smoked in the car was probably when I had the Durango, and that was probably about 8-9 years ago, maybe. Trying to think when the last time when I had the Durango. It might even be longer. So that was the last time. But yeah, I don't smoke in the car. Now, if I have time in the morning, like before school, I'll go out front and I'll have a cigarette before we leave. And then like on the weekends, I'll get my coffee, I'll come out, have a smoke, play my games on my phone, and then that'll be it until we go out somewhere. But yeah, like I said, I want to just get rid of it altogether because
So there is a part of you that wants to quit.
Yes, there is, and I've attempted the slow down, or I'll talk about like, oh, maybe I'll just, or maybe I'll start just smoking the cigar every once in a while, and that's it. But then that doesn't work either. I smoke the cigar and then I smoke a couple cigarettes afterwards. So I don't know what it is. I just can't. But they're all like, "Oh, get on a patch, get on this." I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of that crap either. If I'm gonna do it, I just got to do it because I tried. I bought that gum. That stuff sucks. It burns your mouth. It's like there's something in it that like.
Yeah, it's called nicotine.
Well, I know, but when you're smoking, it doesn't like you don't feel that. But when you're chewing the gum, all of a sudden, like your gums are on fire, and my lips, my tongue, and that's like I'm like, oh.
Have you quit smoking for like a period of time before?
Oh yeah, a long time ago. I
did. Do you remember like that first cigarette like you have after you've quit?
Mm-hmm.
How wretched it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember the one summer I was up at Penn State and I wasn't smoking. I don't know if you remember that. I was actually able to quit. It was
okay.
It was when I was up there with Tart actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I went like the whole weekend at Penn State, no cigarette. Came back to work, had like a bad day at work.
Yep.
And I was like, I need a cigarette.
Yep.
Went and bought a pack of cigarettes. Like sucked it down, and I literally like felt ill. I had to lay the car seat back and just like lay down because it was just like
Then
I was like, maybe if I have another one, it won't be as bad.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right. But on to Uncle Chen.
Yes. We've been going on Uncle Chen for a while now. Good old Uncle Chen.
So Uncle Chen is a marathon runner who also happens to be a chain smoker.
So when I pulled up the story, I was reading it, and it actually said that I'm sorry. There are rumors that in his day-to-day life, Uncle Chen does not actually smoke cigarettes. Only smokes when he is running marathons, which is
it's a stunt,
difficult to comprehend. So that's just what they're saying, that it's a rumor that he actually doesn't, but he only does it when he's running.
And how old is Uncle Chen? Does it give his age?
Yep, the article, he is 50.
Oh shit! He looks
50-year-old Chinese runner.
So he's only a few years older than us.
Yeah, he looks a lot older than us.
Now, Gary, what's the farthest you've ever run? Because you ran cross country in school.
So
when you first moved to Florida, you ran as well.
I did, yeah. So basically, I used to like a 5K, which is like 3 miles. I don't think I've ever done anything.
Nothing, not like a 10K.
No, I've never done. No,
and you never run a marathon.
Nope. Nope. So basically, just my cross country days of running the 5Ks, and then I did run like when we did that. When I used to do that one run club down here. There, it was basically a 5K, and then I ran in like maybe 2 or 3 like 5K races. Like one was up when I still lived up there. Actually, no, they were all when I still lived up there. I never ran any down here. So I remember the one. It was like you had to run through Jessup, and you were in then Oliphant for a little bit. Jeez, and then that was after I wasn't running for a little while either. And I kind of just picked it back up again, and I did that one little race. But no, I've never done any of the marathons or any of that stuff up there or down here.
Now I ran a 5K. That's like 3 miles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I ran one 5K race. I had grand illusions of running a marathon, more for the like mental aspect of it, to like prove to myself that I could do it. Not even really the physical part, although that's obviously a big part of it.
Well, yeah.
How are your knees? Like, would you be able to run a marathon
now? Probably not.
Yes.
No, I mean, not my knees and my back and all that.
That's right, your back too.
Yeah, I don't think I could pull it off. I mean, I might be able to do like a light jog somewhere, but I don't think I could run anything over a 5K as of right now. 5K is even probably pushing it.
Yeah.
Like I might be good for like a mile. That might be it. So, but my knees always were kind of crappy anyway. I mean, even when I was running when I did the run club here, I bought myself a knee brace for my one knee. So
my knees are shot.
Yeah,
they're bad.
Every time I bend down now and I try to get up, everything cracks, and I'm like, sometimes I can't even get up. I have to have someone help me up because I'm like, I don't think I can get up from this position.
Now, speaking of a marathon, now I was also listening to someone say that I guess there's another guy who will chug a beer after every mile when he runs a marathon.
Okay.
So what would be another like stunt that you could do or you would want to pull when you were running a marathon?
Well, see, now that to me, like, because they actually have those races down here, they have ones like that where instead of like the water tables, it's beer. So as you're running, you're grabbing a beer, you're drinking it, and you're running. I've never ran any of those, but I've heard of them a few times down this way. But the stunt that I would do, I mean, can't smoke. Chen's already got that one.
Imagine if you did like shotgun a beer after every mile.
Do that, like, or
that's like 26 beers.
Do like a funnel
in a matter of 4 to 5 hours. That's not good.
Yeah, no. Like you have to funnel a beer every mile. Yeah. Or smoke a joint.
What about like eating a hot dog after every mile?
Oh, the beer thing makes me queasy, but trying to eat something as you're running, I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. I could just see a lot of people being sick after that stuff.
Did you ever bleed while you were running?
No, I've heard of people like a friend of ours from high school. He used to run a lot. Dan, he used to get the bloody nipples. He'd always talk about. Now, I remember one time when I was back home, I decided to go. I was like, I'm gonna go for a run. I think it was right one of the times me and Shannon were fighting, and I'm like, yeah, screw it, I'm gonna go for a run. This is when we were still dating, and I know I went out running, but I don't know where the hell I got it from, but it was like a mesh tank top.
Oh, God.
And all I remember is after I forget how long it was I was out there, I just remember like all of a sudden I'm like, oh God, they hurt so bad, where I had to run with my arm up inside the shirt and kind of like holding it out as I was running because they were rubbing so bad. I'm like, oh my God, they didn't bleed, but I just the pain of it. It was It was ridiculous. Why the hell I was wearing a mesh tank top? I don't even know where it came from because I don't even know if it was mine or not. I don't.
Probably George's,
Yeah, well,
the club or something,
or Rich's, whatever.
Hey, buddy!
Who knows where the hell that came from?
All right.
Yep.
The next story I wanted to talk about, Gary, was the FTX Sam Bankman-Fried story involving cryptocurrency.
Oh, okay. I have heard about. Yep.
Here's where I stand on cryptocurrency, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no economist. I'm no, Wall Street. I'm no Wall Street, expert. But the idea of cryptocurrency and that it would have any value makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not based on anything. It'd be equivalent to us creating the TBLS currency. Because we just decided we're going to make currency and
that's it.
We're the bank and we'll give you some and you give us whatever. Are you familiar with cryptocurrency at all?
You pay me real money and I'll give you this fake stuff. So I never got into any of it. And so I use Cash App a lot, especially for school, like because that's what students use and all that. So it's basically just like a Venmo or PayPal. You could pay other people stuff. Well, I followed them on Twitter and all that crap. Well, the one day there was, it was Gwyneth Paltrow. She wrote something about, hey, if you want Bitcoin or whatever, send me your Cash App and blah blah blah. So I was like, oh, whatever. So I did it. So she ended up sending me $20 in Bitcoin.
Really?
So I own Bitcoin, but it's all been given to me for free from using the Cash App. So I've just been, every time someone said something, I would, it's a Cash App Friday, or it's something challenge this day or something like that. I would put my Cash App thing in there, and they'd say I've gotten about $60 in Bitcoin, and then I got $15 in Meta stock from using this app. So, but the Bitcoin when I had it was high. Now it's so low. So now I'm like, I went from having I forget what I had like $90 in Bitcoin at one point, and now it's like $14 and some odd cents.
Now, have you used it at all? You haven't used it. You've just kind of been collecting it.
It's just been sitting there and collecting and just dropping. So I haven't sold any of it. I know like a few people I've known that they bought it when it was out there, and then when it was starting to kind of dip, they sold it off and just got rid of it. But mine was all free, so I was like, I'm just gonna hold on to it and hope that it comes back alive again. And I mean, I could cash it out now if I want. $14 I didn't have, but
so can you cash in your Bitcoin into this Cash App and they'll give you real money?
Yeah, they'll just put it into my, and then I could just take it from my Cash App and shove it right into my bank. So yeah, same thing. Like I have some stocks on there, like besides the one that they got me for like that I got free, I did purchase a couple stocks on the Cash App. So like I went and I bought like $20. I think it was like $20 in. I think I spent $80 the one day. I bought 3 different stocks and I just put $20 in them. So then I've just been sitting there. So I haven't really. They've been kind of dipping down too. So I haven't done anything with them, but I am getting dividends from them. So it's like I'm not getting a whole lot. I get a couple cents here and there, like every time they do their like their quarter ends, things like that. So
yeah.
But But yeah, crypto. I'm like, I don't. I've. I know a lot of people that were trying to like they were getting into it, but I was like, I don't want to deal with any of that stuff right now.
Do you think it'll take off? Like, I don't think there's any viability to it.
No, the problem is there's just so many of them now,
And there's nothing behind it.
no. So
it's like creating a totally arbitrary system.
Because you had, besides Bitcoin, like, I mean, I think that's like the most notable, like the one that you've heard a lot. But like,
Right.
now you have like what, Dogecoin, and then
Yep.
there was a couple other ones that were out there, and I'm like, so yeah, I never. If I didn't get these for free, I would have never had any Bitcoin.
Okay.
So. Yep. Nope. I think it's just, fad that'll just kind of die out at some point.
Yeah, I know. Who's the guy? The guy in Omaha, Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay.
The guy who owns all that stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He doesn't believe in it. So.
No. Okay.
All right. Gary, I wanted to also talk about, we talked about it last week with the Colts hiring Jeff Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And I think he was hired Monday. We recorded Tuesday. Did you happen to see any of the reaction to Jeff Saturday's hiring over the weekend?
So, there's a couple, like, okay, so the one guy, did you ever watch Gotham on, I think it was Fox?
No.
Okay. So there was one of the actors on there, he's a big Colts fan. So I follow him on Twitter, and he was at the game, and he was all like, he did the whole Elton John Saturday, like in a post, because he had a photo of Saturday on the sideline. So, and I did hear Saturday say something about the Raiders really stink or something, or what they said.
The week before,
He said, okay,
after the Raiders game, he said he like tweeted like the Raiders are a horrible football team.
Okay.
Did you happen to see Bill Cowher's take on the hire on the NFL today?
No, I didn't watch any football at all because I was out on a boat. So I didn't. I just was whatever was popping up on my phone.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't.
So Bill Cowher, I actually saw this. I was kind of surprised. He came out strong, basically saying the hiring of Jeff Saturday was a joke to the coaching profession.
Okay.
And Bill Cowher, I mean, he's not known for taking serious takes on the NFL today.
Yeah.
But his dander was up.
Okay.
And it was like, I equated it to the get off my lawn moment, that maybe he's reached a certain age now where
he's just,
you know. Also, Joe Thomas, who was the left tackle for the Cleveland Browns, and I don't think they ever even made the playoffs when he played for them, came out and said it was, Jeff Saturday doesn't belong coaching on an NFL sideline.
Okay.
Your screen is frozen.
So is yours. I can still hear
okay.
Yeah.
But I can hear you too, so that's good. So then Monday, Pat McAfee,
okay,
who played for the Colts, played with Jeff Saturday, knows Jim Irsay. He came on after the Colts beat the Raiders and told basically Cowher and Thomas to F off.
So, yeah, okay, yes, he beat the Raiders, but I could put a team together and probably beat the Raiders as of right now. So until see what he could do. You know, who knows? Maybe he'll actually end up being a really good coach. You don't know until. I mean, look at McDaniels, great offensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he just can't catch a break. Like he should just stay where he's at and been done with it. I don't know why. So I mean, it doesn't matter what you. So I mean, who knows? I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, who they have this week.
Steelers? They have the Steelers coming up.
I know. I just looked at it too.
But this was kind of what I was.
They have the Eagles.
Ooh.
They're home against the Eagles. So now let's see. I mean, of course, the Eagles did just take a pounding by the Commanders on Monday, but
this was kind of what I was talking about even last week when we were discussing the hire.
Yep.
Because a lot of these coaches now are these like 30-year-old, 34, 32-year-olds who've never stepped across the sideline as an NFL player.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was what Bill Cowher talked. Now, mind you, Bill Cowher was 34 when he was hired by the Steelers. He did play some professional football.
Yeah.
But he was not on the level of a Jeff Saturday. So, when Jeff Saturday was 34, he was still hiking the ball to Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
But to say that Jeff Saturday, who played with one of the greatest football players or one of the greatest football minds, played with a Hall of Fame coach in Tony Dungy, played with Edgerrin James, Marvin Harrison. The Colts teams had a number of really. One, they were good for a long time. Bob Sanders, the bunch of those guys. To say that it's an insult to bring him in as an interim coach for 8 weeks, when you have John Fox and Gus Bradley.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense. That Jeff Saturday walking into that locker room Monday or Tuesday, he gets 100 times more respect walking into any NFL locker room, especially a Colts locker room, than Gus Bradley or John Fox, who are capable head coaches, but they're not going to win you anything.
Yeah, no.
And they're not going to win a locker room, and they're sure as hell not going to change the culture of a locker room or an organization like the Colts needed. Yep.
That's the thing, yeah. Just sometimes you just have to shake it up a little bit. And, and like I said, he played at a high level in his career. He played with some of the best. So, it's not like you just took your center that you have right now and said, okay, here, listen, coach the team for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Let's just see what we can do. I mean, you got a guy who knows football, so it's not like you're bringing in just some random guy off the street that doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So
yeah, it's not like Jim Irsay said, well, my next door neighbor played center in high school, and he seems like a good guy, so I'm gonna bring him in for the next 8 weeks.
He coaches the little league team down the road, so we'll be good with this. It's like, come on. But that's some of these old school coaches that they feel like, oh well, some of these other guys, they're not working now. Well, they're not working because they weren't really they were a mediocre coach. But I mean, is that what you want?
Yeah, and I think it's similar to what Deion Sanders is doing at Jackson State. I mean, Deion Sanders was one of the best athletes to play football.
Yeah.
He's probably, if not the greatest, the second greatest defensive back to play football.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure he knows X's and O's. How involved he is in the day-to-day and game planning, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, every one of those kids that plays at Jackson State, they respect the hell out of Dion for what Dion did and who Dion is.
Well, he's got kids that are leaving big time schools that, instead of committing to those, they're wanting to come play with him. So
and Mike McDaniel may be a great head coach down in Miami, but it's going to be a lot different if I'm, a 27-year-old, linebacker talking to Mike McDaniel telling me I need to improve, as opposed to Jeff Saturday, who's in the, team's, Ring of Honor and really a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Who played with Peyton Manning, one of the best players ever to play. Like I said, I think the role of the head coach may be kind of shifting where it's going to be more of a manager, almost like a baseball manager role, where you're dealing with personalities and not really handling the game plan and the day-to-day stuff.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season goes.
The thing is, looking at it, I just looked. They are 4-5-1. They are about.
They have the Eagles. I know they play the Steelers too.
They're a game and a half out of first because Tennessee is 6-3. So it's not like they're completely out of it. So it's like,
right.
So why don't you shake it up a little bit, bring in someone that might be able to get this team moving a little bit better. And because we're not out of it, it's not like you said, we're not going to hire the guy down the street.
Right.
We're done.
And I know they play the Steelers too, which is a winnable game.
Oh yeah, yeah. They have and
then they probably have the other teams in their division another time, so that's another 3 winnable games. So they're going to have the Jaguars, the Texans, and the Titans.
The Eagles, Steelers, Cowboys, Vikings, Chargers, Giants, Texans. So
it's not an easy schedule, but there's some winnable games there.
Yeah. Because sometimes the Vikings, who you never know with them. Sometimes
they're 8-1, but
yeah. But that could be just that one game. Texans, Giants, same way. Giants have been good, but they could take a dump that week. Cowboys. Look at the Eagles Monday night. So
yeah.
there could be a win right there. Oh.
All right. Gary, I'm looking to put together a piece for Substack for kind of a gift guide for dummies. For like men dummies, like me and you. I have the hardest time shopping for Jill for the holidays. And so I think I'm going to reach out to some of the women I know.
Okay.
And ask them, basically preface it as like, if your, significant other could buy you one thing, and I'm not looking for a gift card,
Yeah.
Like what's something that you would love for your significant other just to kind of give you?
Yeah.
Just to see kind of like where women's minds are.
Yep.
And I'm going to put that together and present it for people like me and you.
That's a good idea.
To maybe help them this holiday season.
Yeah, you know what? So with Chen, I'm like, there's some years I'm like, I know everything. I got it all down. I'm getting all this stuff. And then there's other years where it's like, oh, crap, I just got all that stuff last year. So now what the heck am I going to get her this year? And it's like, now it's like buying the same old stuff. And but yeah. It's great with Amazon now because she just puts everything out on there. And then
well, that's the hard part because like from now until December 23rd, I'm going to have an Amazon box on my front porch. And so, basically if she wants something, she buys it.
Yeah.
And so then it's like,
now what am I supposed to get you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she has, So we have a couple different lists when she does. So she's been starting like a Christmas list of items that she'd want for Christmas, and then she has the other list that's just the random stuff. So, but then usually what I do is I send that entire list to my mother, and my sister, and all them, and then,
so she creates a list of stuff that she wants for Christmas that you can see.
Yeah, she'll go because I mean it's my account, but you could set it up to where you could share your list with other people. So that's what we'll do. Like, so she sets one up, and then what we'll do is she'll send it to her sister.
Can you check her list? Can you check her list now? Like, are you able to log in? I know it's not your computer, but let's see what's on her list.
I have it on my phone. So
take your glass off. Read the list.
I'm going to. All right. So my list. So let's see. Shannon's Christmas list. We have a long sleeve casual top.
Okay.
Some sort of pendant, Tree of Life pendant. Another crew neck long sleeve top.
That's weird for someone who lives in Florida for choosing long sleeves.
Sometimes she has to go into one of the offices and it's cold.
Oh yeah.
Craft Crush weaving loom kit.
What the hell is that?
It's to knit. She wants to learn how to knit. A novel, All Good People Here, by Ashley Flowers. The Madly Deeply, The Diaries of Alan Rickman. Some sort of headband, cozy band, wireless sleeping thing, I guess, that you put over your eyes while you sleep.
Is that to drown out your snoring?
Hopefully it stops hers. A neck reading light. So when she's
something around her neck.
Laying in bed while she's reading.
Okay.
Some sort of sweatshirt. Another V-neck tunic top. And needles. Let's see, what is it? 48 needles knitting machine. Smart weaving loom. A magic gel migraine ice head wrap.
Gary, is this Shannon's or your grandmother's?
Yeah, it's starting to look like that, isn't it? Holy crap. Then a bunch of jewelry, and then like a casual short sleeve Henley. Two of those. That's the end of that.
Two of those. Oh my god.
Two different colors. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think's the one item on that list she would like the most? Like if I said, Gary, here's $60 in Bitcoin, go buy her one of those things for Christmas. What are you going to buy her?
Probably well, she did mention the book, Alan Rickman book.
Okay.
I'd probably get that, and I'd probably buy her the
neck light so she can read it.
So she can read it in bed. And then usually the jewelry. She did have it's a 100 slot ring case organizer.
Does she have that many rings?
All of her jewelry's all over the place. She needs like 100 slot organizer for bracelets. But yeah, that's probably. I mean, actually, I'd probably end up buying her all that stuff on there, but I know I got to share it with other people. So.
All right. So we will maybe get into some other women's Amazon lists. This might even just be a new podcast we could do.
I know. We'll have to
What's on your list?
You know, we'll have to next Tuesday. We'll have to see if Lisa has one.
Yes.
See if she has one.
We'll have a maybe a thing called "Show Us Your List."
Show us your list. Yep. Show us your list.
Show us your list. What did you say?
We'll have to
your Amazon list.
We'll have to find a good song for that one.
Oh, maybe I can write a song. I'll write a song. Show us your list.
Show us your list.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so I'm going to be trying to work on that.
Your Amazon wish list. Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. I was going to maybe talk about the apocalypse, but I don't know if I want to talk about that now.
I don't know if it fits in with all this.
Yeah, it's getting late too. It's already.
Yeah, we might have to hold off. Maybe we'll do.
We'll talk about the apocalypse another time.
Say maybe we'll do.
Hopefully there is another time, but
hopefully we'll do 2 news, or we'll do 4 news stories next.
Oh
Tuesday.
yeah, we have. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we could do it next Tuesday.
All right. This show was kind of
it
was off from the beginning.
It was a cluster all the beginning, and so.
All right, just a reminder to everyone: subscribe to the Brian Lennon Show on Substack. It's thebrianlennonshow.substack.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We got 9 new subscribers the other night.
Yup.
And that's it.
That's it.
Next week we're live together in person.
Yes, it's gonna be exciting, and we're gonna have some special guests on. So,
and maybe we'll see Lisa's lists.
We'll see Lisa's lists. Fantastic.
Is this the right one?
Yes.
Okay. As always, thank you to my co-host and producer extraordinaire, Gary McDaniel. I am Brian Lennon. Have a good night.
Peace out.